Hi, Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, and Ascendant. This is Dane, and I'm going to be doing your May 15th to the 31st, 2024 reading for you. Now, I ask if this reading resonates with you. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. It helps me out tremendously, and it gets this channel seen by the YouTube algorithm, which gets it seen by more people. So, thank you so very much for doing so. So, let's see what the tarot has to say. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly, angels and spirit guides, angels. And spirit guides, show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides. Fantastic. Now just making sure that you all can see that clearly. Wonderful. All right. I keep on hitting my mic, I'm sorry. All right, here we go. We are crowned with judgment reverse. So this is in a time where this isn't a time where we're worried about other people judging us. We can feel like other people are judging us, but our main concern and our main hurdle to overcome, Sagittarius, is us being really harsh critics on ourselves. Actually, nobody's going to be harsher on us and more intense on us than we are ourselves. There is also a sense of like, I need to look into me. I need to look and connect with me. And that's going to be very different than feeling trapped, because I keep on hearing feeling trapped. And that could be a state that you were in, or that you have felt like my worth has just become small. And that's understandable, yes. But this is a time that we need to say, I'm stepping out of my shell. I'm stepping out, of myself and into what my soul desires, where I need to be, and how I am seeing me, because we're judging ourselves just way too harshly. That's judgment coming through. Let's see here. We then have the King of Cups, and the King of Cups is water sign energy, Pisces, Scorpio, Cancer. So if you're born on the cusp with Scorpio, if you have water sign energy in your chart, this is just such a cool card for the King of Cups right here. So that is just so pretty. And there's this real sense of empowerment through emotions. You have mostly thought of, and that's what Spirit is saying here, you have mostly thought of your emotions as a hindrance. It's like, this is something I have to overcome. And yet Spirit is saying this is one of your most cherished gifts during this lifetime. And even though it doesn't fit in with the gifts that we think people are supposed to have, or that people really push, right? We're supposed to be very extroverted, a dog eat dog world type of thing. There's a kindness, there's a gentleness, there's a leading by the example of the heart that is just so important to you during this time. And you're even going to be seeking out people who exude this emotion, who exude this passion and this power. It moves us then to the 10 of Wands reversed. Now, the 10 of Wands reversed is we're releasing, and we're going to have this release of really intense energy that we've been carrying being just let go of. But we're also going to have something that kind of makes us stumble, and it all falls down. So again, we can be very harsh on ourselves. I should have been able to handle this. I should have been able to do this. It should have been just like this. It should have been just like that. Stop it. Embracing the King of Cups is embracing the heart and embracing our passion and seeing ourselves in a beautiful way. It brings us then to the King of Swords. Again, another absolutely beautiful court card right here with the King of Swords. And this is air sign energy, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Our sister sign is Gemini, which could bring out the best or the worst in us. And we will be going into Gemini season during this time frame. Gemini is a time frame of May 21st to June 20th. This is embracing your mind. You're going to be very quick-witted. You're going to have a wonderful sense of storytelling, of connection, of deeper understanding of the way words work together. You're going to be very enticed by words. You can find yourself even with people, like they'll say the right thing and you'll be like, ooh, super drawn in. Make sure that their emotional vibration is also right. So that's going to be important here as well. With the King of Swords, it's tenacity, it's determination. It's also the only weapon within the tarot. So during this time, there's also a real sense of, this is what I've trained for. This is my ability. This is my tenacity. This is my brilliance and beauty moving me forward. But it's like, this is my hard work. We then have the Five of Swords reversed. And the Five of Swords reversed is finding ourselves in a situation that we have been in before. And yet we're not going to sit there and think, oh, well, I'm a different person. It's like, oh no, I've been in this before. I know exactly how this plays out. And I have a script to follow, right? I have a way to move forward that is exactly like this. So we have to be mindful during this time that we're not the same person. We have changed immensely. And that is going to be very important. It moves us then to the Seven of Pentacles. Okay, so just be mindful during this time, not really patient. We're not going to want to be patient. We're not going to be patient with ourselves. We are going to want things done yesterday, and we're going to have to remind ourselves, I need to be patient. I need to slow things down. I need to connect. So just being aware of that. We then have the Nine of Cups. Now, this is our cross our finger wish. We can be disappointed. We can have something that we've wished for that isn't coming to fruition, that isn't coming forward. So just being aware of this during this time is going to be a very important thing, because we can think, oh my gosh, huge setback, and kind of like, toddler fall on the floor, absolute tantrum of life type of thing. But with the Nine of Cups here reverse, it's like, okay, we might not have gotten what we wish for because we're impatient for it, because we find ourselves in a situation that we've kind of, experienced before, but we're not seeing the power of the King of Cups and the King of Swords within ourselves. So something falls, something fumbles, right? With the Ten of Wands, and we think, oh my gosh, it's over. It's not over. And we see that. Oh, I love it. We see it right here with the Star card. These cards are beautiful. Another absolutely beautiful card here with the Star. This is very strong Aquarius energy, which, I was just thinking with the Nine of Cups, cross the finger wish, right? But it's not the soul's wish. And the Star is the soul's wish. So our soul wish is being seen. This is what I want to impress everybody else wish, not really seen. So just be aware of that during this time, that there can be a heaviness to things. There can be a sense of, but this is what I thought I wanted. And that's going to be also the thing. This is what I thought I wanted. But what I really want is going to lead me into a direction, or in a direction that is really quite surprising to me. Like, I didn't realize that it could be this. I didn't realize that it could open up this way. Strong Aquarius energy. So if you have Aquarius in your chart, if you have Aquarius in your life, that comes through very powerfully. Time frame of January 20th to February 18th. So let's see what Spirit has to say. Now, if you're interested in entering to receive a free reading, what should we put? What time frame? Okay, yeah, put a flower. There we go. Just lost the plot. Sorry. Put a flower in the comment box below. A person will be chosen at random and announced on Sunday. Hit the bell notification so that you can be notified when that video comes up. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. This is spontaneous reverse. We're not going to be spontaneous. Actually, we like our plans. We like our little bit of order. So just knowing that spontaneity is not going to be our thing, which can make us feel a little bit fuddy-duddy, because we can be a little bit harsh on ourselves during this time. Give yourself a break. Give yourself a break. Breathe, connect with you. This is your life. This is your story. You get to enjoy it. You get to be here and showing up for you. It's not just showing up for everybody else. So just be aware of that during this time, Sagittarius. Our chakra energy, angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading. Okay, these two, definitely. I love it how they just were like, I'm here. We have the throat chakra and the heart chakra coming through. There aren't blockages here, but it's all about balance during this time. It's about trust, right? No, truth. I always say trust when I see the scale, but it's about truth. And it's saying, this is my truth. And it's about forgiveness also of the heart. It's forgiveness for emotions overwhelming us. It's forgiveness for the missteps we've made along the way. It's forgiveness that's going to move us forward in a way that's strong, in a way that's powerful, in a way that makes us see us. So opening up our hearts to ourselves during this time is going to be something that's challenging, but it's also going to be something that's beautiful. It moves us then to, where am I? There we go. The energy to be mindful of. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly, angels. Here we have, the 10 of Pentacles. I'm not surprised to see this. So the 10 of Pentacles reversed, and when we're told to be mindful of it, is Spirit is just saying a little bit of a greedy Gus. So just be aware of that we can be a little bit like, ooh, like I need this for me, right? Like kind of like, ooh, I might be missing out on something. So just be aware of that. And we can also feel like no matter how hard I work, no matter what I do, I'm never going to be successful. I'm never going to be prosperous. It's just written in the stars that, things fall apart on me. And Spirit's saying, be very mindful of this. You're not going to get that cross the finger wish during this time. Okay. Or even if you do get that cross the finger wish, there's going to be some sort of complication, some sort of something that really has you, doubting your bounty and doubting yourself, but your soul is being listened to. This is also a time to say, I need to be on the right path for my soul and for myself in order to move me forward. We're going to be rethinking success. We're going to be rethinking what we want. We're going to be rethinking the way that we need to move forward for ourselves. And that's going to be an important thing. It's also going to be a thing that kind of like throws us off a little bit. So just being aware of that is going to be important. Again, with judgment, we are judging ourselves very harshly. In the Rider-Waite-Smith deck, this is, with death walking, it's like this, the skeleton walking up to people, right? No, that's the death card. Judgment is an angel letting people out of their coffins, or like having people rise out of their coffins. It's like, we're not done yet type of thing. It's that resurrection. It's that, second chance. It's the beauty. It's the coming out of darkness energy. And it can be that we can have a tendency to get a little bit stuck. So just being mindful about that during this time. But we can also be too much in our own head, too much in our own way, overthinking, overanalyzing, and really pushing ourselves backwards. So looking at that during this time and looking at the judgment and saying, stop judging yourself, that is going to be an important thing. With the King of Cups, the King of Cups is moving forward in emotional understanding. Again, if you have water sign energy in your chart, Pisces, Scorpio, Cancer, that comes out very powerfully, very beautifully during this time. But there is a sense of, I need to move forward in what I love and in who I am. We've been doubting this along the way for one reason or another during this time. We haven't been giving ourselves the credit where credit is due. And we're always kind of like on to the next thing. And the heart is saying, with the King of Hearts, and the heart is saying, what about where you are right now? What about the embrace of what you love? What about you? And you're going to have a stumble during this time that takes the weight that you've been carrying, everything that you've been carrying, either for that perfect moment or when things are just right, or, I can't, I can't put down everything that I'm carrying right now. I'm not at my destination yet. There's going to be a stumble with the 10 of Wands reversed that takes this weight off your shoulders, that takes this weight from you. And there's going to be a sense of like, oh, what do I do with this now? It's like, oh, how does this work? So being aware of that is going to be important as well. The King of Swords is cutting through the negativity, the hurt, the pain, the disappointment, but it's also seeing what you have been forging this whole entire time. When we have the King of Cups, we can look at the cup and say the chalice. And, part of the tarot story is the story of the Holy Grail, right? The cup that was said to have caught the blood of Christ. Whether you believe in that or not, it doesn't really matter, but it was the extraordinariness of something that can be so simple, something as a cup that also is so beautiful. So here with the Knight of Cups, it's knowing our beauty. It's knowing what is deeply sacred to us, what is deeply important to us. It's deeply connected with our emotions and ourselves and what we want. Again, we have that stumble that makes us start to say, well, what about this? What about that? What about putting this together? And with the King of Swords, it's like, oh, that's why I went through those hard times. Oh, that's the clarity that I needed. It wasn't an easy road. It wasn't everything lined up like little toy soldiers or like dominoes and just knocked down just so easily, so perfectly, so brilliantly. It's like, I worked for this. I worked for this. I fought for this. It wasn't easy. It was hard and it was intense. And with the Five of Swords, we're going to see ourselves in a position that pulls us back to a place where we felt kind of helpless or we felt taken advantage of. And we have to remember, I'm not that same person. And that's the energy of that King of Swords coming forward and the King of Cups. It's like, trust your mind and trust your heart. The heart always talks to the mind. The heart talks to the mind way more than the mind talks to the heart. So being aware of this is going to be important. With the Seven of Pentacles, we're not going to be patient during this time. And yet we're going to have so many obstacles put in our way that it makes us patient. So when you're waiting online, when you're, stressed out, when you're caught in traffic, know that that's going to be part of this time where it's like, you're going to have to wait. You're going to have to wait and you're not going to want to. And that's okay. Like, life is filled with things that we don't want, right? But we have to go through. So with the Seven of Pentacles, slowing it down and saying, you know what? I'm going to beat this like to the punch. I'm going to be patient. I'm going to slow it down, and I'm going to be patient with me. With the 9 of Cups, again, our cross the finger wish we're not going to get, or even if we do get it, okay, which can be the kicker, we can get everything that we're like, oh, I wish for this, I wish for that. We get it. It's not what we expected. So be mindful about this during this time, because you need to be in alignment with your soul. And that is going to be an important thing. It is a thing that sounds very easy, right? But it is the thing that is very complicated. Oh, goodness. Just hit everything. Okay, good. We're still in focus. So here with the star, it's like, this is your soul's wish. This is what you deeply desire. This is what you want. This is what you need for you. And that's going to be shown during this time. We have a lot of dreams coming forward as well. The stars bring forward our dreams. The stars bring forward deeper insight, deeper understanding, deeper knowledge. So when it comes to the stars, when it comes to the wish, when you wish upon a star, we're really going to start seeing ourselves in a way that we hadn't before, in a way that we thought we couldn't before. And this is going to be a game-changing time for us. If we slow down and listen, we can miss it absolutely, because we're going to be harsh on ourselves. We're going to be pushing ourselves. We're going to be thinking more and more and more. This is also going to be a time where we are drawn to people who are emotional. And it's not like, oh my gosh, emotional, like hysterical. So we have to be mindful about that. But you're going to be naturally drawn to people who have a gentleness of heart to them. They're not going to be the most ambitious people, because people with this energy, they never are the most ambitious. They can have great ambition. They can succeed in a most magnificent way, but they do pull themselves back from the world. They do kind of cloister themselves away. So just being aware of this. This isn't going to be a person who's like, oh my gosh, let's get drinks and let's do this and let's do that. And, this busy be social schedule. So just be aware. And with the King of Swords, this is somebody who lives a lot in their mind, who thinks things through, who, I just seeing stories, has these magnificent stories, these magnificent ideas, this magnificent mind coming forward. And you're going to be drawn to the stories and the heart of it. You can find this in books, you can find this in movies, however this manifests in your life. This is going to be a time where the story of it is important. And it can even be that you live a moment where things were harder, things were more complex, where your patience wasn't there, where, things didn't go the way that you had thought they would. But it trips you up. It doesn't have to be this big event. It can be a very subtle event that trips you up in a book, in a movie, in whatever you're doing, and has you looking at things differently. And it brings forward this healing. It brings forward a soul's wish. It brings forward more of you. And that's going to be important, because Spirit is saying it doesn't have to be this big thing. We always think it has to be huge and, monumental and, horns blazing type of thing. It can be very calm. It can be very subtle. It can be very quiet, but it's going to have a very empowering, but also a very deep impact on you yourself, Sagittarius, during this time. So let's see what Spirit has to say. We have here blissful reversed. We are not filled with bliss. Subconsciously, we can be filled with worry, we can be filled with doubt, we can be filled with fear. But being filled with bliss is hard. And I always think of Joseph Campbell when I think of bliss. He said, follow your bliss. And it sounded so very romantic, right? Follow your bliss, just have fun, do what you want to do. And that's not what he was saying at all, because he clarified. He said, no, make sure you have bliss, make sure you have joy, make sure you have beauty in your life. Because if you don't, it's a very long and lonely road to walk. So filling ourselves up with bliss, filling ourselves up with things that are joyous to us, with things that are brilliant to us. It's not going to be a time, it can be a time where we're like, it's all about work, it's all about achieving, it's all about succeeding, it's all about, just pushing through and getting there. But with filling ourselves up for bliss and with bliss, it's about laughter. It's about making time. And even if it's just like, sitting there and saying, you know what, I'm making myself a hot cocoa and I'm just going to laugh. I'm just going to enjoy myself. That's going to be important. So looking at things that way, it doesn't have to be big. We always think big. It needs to be small and beautiful. And then we have love. Now it's interesting here in the kind of like energy that we see, right? There's no blockage within the heart chakra, but subconsciously there's a blockage within the heart chakra around love. This could be falling in love, but this is also just being in love with life and being in love with yourself and seeing you and honoring you and embracing your beauty and embracing, just love, just letting yourself radiate with love. That's going to be the game changer here. And it's a hard thing to do, Because in our world, especially if you've, stumbled across this channel, and you're here and you're all the way to this point, you're a sensitive person. You're not a person who sees the world the same way everybody else does. That's just not who you are. And so here, to embrace the heart, it's like, oh no, I did that. I was born doing that, and I have the scars to prove it. But it's coming back into alignment with you. It's coming back into why your soul was put on this earth. It's a gentler soul. It's a kinder soul. And it's embracing you. It's saying, you know what? Everybody in the world doesn't have to know my name. I don't have to be Beyonce, right? But the people who do know my name, who do know me, are deeply affected by knowing me. Deeply, yeah, deeply blessed by knowing me. I know that sounds, like high-handed to say, deeply blessed by knowing me. But that's what being a good person is when just knowing that person, even in passing, is a gentle blessing. And we all have those people in our world, right? But the skunks are louder and stinkier, right? So here, with our subconscious energy to be mindful of, it's the Six of Pentacles. Things are out of balance, especially around money or what we value as much as money. We're going through a time of transformation, of seeing ourselves as successful, prosperous people. So knowing that with the Six of Pentacles is going to be very important. Knowing that we can have things being out of balance with finances. It's not a forever thing, all right? It is just a bump in the road, which we might be saying, that's great that it's a bump in the road, but I can't afford that now. So being aware of that is also going to be important with the Six of Pentacles. It's also going to be, being fair and even for yourself and equal to yourself. So just being aware of this is going to be a very powerful thing. And then it moves us to the Emperor. The Emperor is Aries energy, time frame March 21st to April 19th. It is power. It is a surety in self. It's looking at the bigger picture. The Emperor is always 10 steps ahead of absolutely everyone and everything. It's looking at the bigger picture of what you want and what you need. Here, he has people on a string, right? The Emperor controls it all. But the Emperor doesn't control it all. The Emperor is the power of it, right? But there can still be rebellions, there can still be distance. The Emperor is the great general, right? The Emperor, Aries energy, the god of war, the Emperor, the highest power, chosen by divinity, no one could argue with or move against. We can be absolutely blessed during this time, and it is very likely that we are. All right? But we can also be looking at things rather in absolutes. You will listen to me. It will be like this. You will line up this way. It will be very regimented. The Emperor isn't reversed, so it's not tyrant energy. But we can be very fierce with certain things. So just be mindful about this. But also don't ignore yourself from being powerful, from stepping into your power, stepping into your assertion. You can still be ruled by your heart and be a fierce warrior. You can be. It sounds, like they don't go together, but they do. So just be mindful about this because you have this very strong sacred masculine energy coming forward, which some of us can be very comfortable with and some of us cannot be. So doing the sacred masculine meditation where you just chant sacred masculine and see what comes up and see the energy that guides you is going to be a very important thing. But also saying that sometimes I have to be a little bit tough, a little bit less, accommodating, obliging in order to move things forward and to get to where I need to be. And that is also going to be a very important thing. There can also be, a very strong figure coming into your life that is assured and confident and powerful. So just be aware of that as well. Okay. All right, Sagittarius. I hope this reading has resonated with you. I wish you nothing but light, love, peace, and happiness. May harmony always be with you. I'm sending loving, healing energy to each and every one of you. I love you all and stay safe. Let's end this reading with a meditation, a clearing away of negative energy, a raising of our positive energy as we embrace the power, intensity, and beauty of this time and of ourselves. And please note that this meditation and healing will be accompanied by a loud sound. So take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. May you move forward in peace and in harmony, Sagittarius. May blessings and prosperity always be with you. I love you all. God bless. Bye.